Hi Cubies, here's your Alexandra from Go Painting. And this time, in this episode of How to Paint Every Miniature, we are going over color. How to use acrylic colors. Well, what do we have here? This is just a piece of plastic card and I've primed it white. Just to show you how to use your color. The first step we are going to do now is we are painting this in Regal Blue. For this purpose I've mixed a 1-to-1 mixture of Regal Blue with water. So you all see that this color doesn't stick very well, and you always see the primer underneath, but that's okay because that's just the first layer. And to get a smooth finish you need at least 2 layers of the same color, and then the surface is all nice and even. So now this looks a little bit dirty, but this will change when we go over it with a second layer. But for this purpose this has to dry, and I'll be back when this is dry. So now the surface is dry and we can go over it with a second layer. You may ask, why do we water down the color so much that the color doesn't cover anymore? Well, the thing is, acrylic colors is always transparent, and even if you don't water it down, it will show the underground through it, and with thicker colors you have much thicker layers, and we're going over it several times, and when you do this with too thick color, then the surface itself will look ugly when you watch it. It will almost look like you have painted with Pastos oil colors. So now the surface is almost a plain surface, but that's okay because we are trying to make a color transition from a dark blue. For this purpose we have started with Regal Blue to a very bright blue. So now we let this dry again. So now the color is dry. We are mixing a 50-50 mixture of Regal Blue and Ultramarine Blue, and we are putting at least 3 drops of water into the color, because we want the color itself to be very, very thin. Why? This is because of the thing I've told you before. We want very thin coats over the parts, because we don't want to have thick color layers. Now you may see it is a little bit cloudy. It is almost just colored water, but that's exactly what we want to have here. You can see that this is all drying very fast, and when we go over this with several layers, let me dry this with my hairdryer a little fast. So now you can see how it is drying. And it's dry. And you can see the color transition from here to there. Now we go over it with the same color again, but stick a little bit away from the edge. And go over it. And we're trying to smooth out the layer of colored water to get a very smooth blending. So let me try this again, and now it's time for another layer. And always let the old part stick a little bit through. And you can see then the color transition itself to appear here at the edge. So I will go on with this until we reach the color itself when we put another drop of another color into the mixture. Everybody, now the blending itself starts to get accomplished here. Now we're putting another drop of ultramarine blue into the color to make it a little bit brighter, and another drop of water to keep the color nice and moist. And now we're starting going upwards and even a little bit more. I know this this color transition is a lot of work and it needs a lot of patience, but you will be surprised how it looks at the end. This is a very, very smooth color transition. So, let me try this again. So, and now we have reached the point where it is almost ultramarine blue. And now it's time to brighten the color even more up. And for this purpose, you have now to choose. Do you want to take another blue tone, or do you want to have a grayish tone, or even white? For my purpose, I take a grayish blue tone, this one here, to lighten the color a little bit up. But be careful with bright colors, because the highlight steps will be very fast when you start taking bright colors into it. So, and don't forget to get another drop of water to keep the color nice and moist. So, this area needs to be dry. I'm drying this area every time because when you go over a wet surface, you will rip off the old color with your brush, and that looks kind of ugly. So the area must always be nice, smooth, and dry. So, and I will go on with the procedure of highlighting until I'm finished, and I will show you the end result. So everybody, now it is finished, and you have a nice color transition from a dark blue to a very bright blue. And this is the way you want to paint with a really, really smooth blending. And that's the way the color works. The color is transparent. Use it like it is several layers of transparent papers you put over and over again, so that you get a smooth blending. And even if you look very close, you don't see any brush strokes. So I hope this helps your painting purposes, and till the next part of how to paint every miniature, I'm staying, your Alexandra. See you!